There's nothing wrong with a 38-year-old dating a 17-year-old. It is legal. No, it's not. Pretty sure. Wait, no, it's not. Romeo and Juliet laws don't apply to a 38-year-old, dog. What the f are you talking about? Depending on the state, I guess. But even then, not usually. Drake riders in the chat. Age of consent is 16, isn't it? No, bro. What? Ew, gross. Take a day off. In most places, the age of consent laws are basically utilized in very specific cases. It's not to give broad cover to anyone that wants to a 16-year-old or whatever. It's usually to make sure that you don't go to jail if you're a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old in a relationship with a 16-year-old or some shit. The worst part about dating a 17-year-old is having to help her with her homework. Man, why do you have libertarians in your chat? I think it's not libertarians. I think it's European Union Andes in the chat. It's also funny because EU Andes will literally be like, Muslims aren't pedophiles. They're doing grooming gangs. They're doing grooming gangs to do pedophilia. It's bro, it's literally legal in your country. This doesn't make it okay. But what are you doing? EU motherfuckers be like, only we get to do la pedophilia, no Muslim, no Islamic pedophilia. Please, what the fuck are you saying? Of course, we will find la Lolita sexy, omelette du fromage, not the Muslims though. EU Andy here, it's weird here too. Legal age for 16-year-olds usually only applies if both parties are young. Yeah, I don't. Lolita was first published in France. Lol. I know. I don't know why you're saying EU equals French question mark. Do you really want me to pull up the fucking list of EU countries? I think Spain is even worse. There's a lot of places where it's just 16 is the straightforward age of consent. In many places, it's it goes all the way down to 14, but as long as the upward limitation is an 18-year-old, you know what I mean? And people use that to them, to their argument. Okay, what is happening right now? I don't need to know this information. And it's one of those pieces of information that you shouldn't know either, honestly. That's a very weird thing to say. Hey guys, let's not do the thing where we're all flexing our knowledge of age of consent laws, please. I think we're good. I think we're going to put an end to this conversation, except for one reason and one reason only. And that is, I saw, what was that big fat guy who was talking about, we are not going to abolish child marriage. Why the fuck would we? Or some shit. What was that? That was popping on Twitter the other day. I remember seeing it. Republicans, once again, baby, doing the dang thing. Why do you have a chat of French philosophers? Yeah. They're ripe and fertile. Yeah, that's right. Children are ripest and most fertile at the age of 14. Someone has to have the article. Oh, is this the one? No, this isn't the one. This isn't the one. This is yet another one, but this not the one that I'm thinking of. Oklahoma House rejects bill to restrict marriage involving minors. New Hampshire poll who called teens ripe won't apologize to his haters. New Hampshire Rep Jess Edwards. Okay, remember, New Hampshire, most libertarian goddamn state in America. It is also known as the Arizona of the North. Is for good goddamn reason. This is from a couple days ago. Okay, May 8th, New Hampshire Representative Jess Edwards stirred outrage with his explanation for why he opposes raising the marriage age to 18. There was another one. Last ditch push to ban child marriage in Missouri must overcome resistance in the House. Here. Regarding child marriage, Representative Dean Van Schielak of Missouri adds, why is the government getting involved in people's lives like this? He wasn't talking about, trust me, this man right here, this big old boy. God damn, that's the strongest goddamn belt you've ever done seen, okay? That shit's holding on for dear life. That's a big boy. Holy moly. You think he was talking about abortion? Fuck no. Built like a goddamn red heifer over here, okay? Yee. It's on the going 16 to 18, Murphy, who supports the bill, said of the opposition. There's just not enough members in that committee that don't think that's a good idea. One of those lawmakers is Representative Dean Van Schrack, a Savannah Republican and vice chair of the committee. Van Schrack said in an interview that he knows people who got married as minors, including a woman at roughly age 17. You know that woman was actually 14 and not a woman at all, but a little girl. Roughly doing the fucking workload of 1,000 over here in this sentence. Roughly. The couple, he said, is still madly in love with each other. Why is the government getting involved in people's lives like this? Van Schrack said. What purpose do we have in deciding that a couple who are 16 or 17 years old, their parents say, you know, you guys love each other. Go ahead and get married. You have my permission. Why would we stop that? Went looking for a pic of this guy and wasn't disappointed. Oh my God. Oh my stars and garters. That is a big boy. I love him. I love his body. I love him. His body is tea, dude. He's so sick. There's still no minimum age for child marriage in California. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Greatest state in the fucking nation. California, baby. And we should keep it that way. If you were to look at like child marriages in California in comparison to any red state, I'm sure that like red state's fucking clear by a wide margin, but I doubt that the California state would launch a strong opposition against raising the age of child marriages. Anyway, okay, let's get back to fucking you right now. Oh, it's true, dude. It's true. That is how I feel about him. He's so beautiful. I am in awe. Unchained at last found that the 10 states with the highest rate of child marriage per capita between 2000 and 2018 were number 1, Nevada, number 2, Idaho, number 3, Arkansas, number 4, Kentucky, number 5, Oklahoma, number 6, Wyoming, number 7, Utah, number 8, Alabama, number 9, West Virginia, and number 10, Mississippi. This is one of the only goddamn places where, thank God for Mississippi, don't exist. In Texas from 2000 to 2014, almost 40,000 children were married. In Florida, 16,400 children, some as young as 13, were married from 2000 to 2017, which is the second highest incident of child marriage after Texas. In Virginia, between 2004 and 2013, nearly 4,500 children were married, according to the Tahiri Justice Center. And god damn it, if I'm not going to fucking keep advocating for the American right for a child to marry a goddamn adult. You understand me? If a child, of course, seeks out an abortion, that child should be murdered on the spot. I am pro-life after all. Oh, God, that is like unironically the argument. That is the argument. That is actually the argument that these fucking freaks make. You can consent to having sexual relations with me, a 45-year-old adult, as a teenager, but God forbid you consent to a medical intervention in that process. How else am I going to have more new wives? If you go out there, victim of teenage pregnancy, to give birth to another child, who else am I going to marry? You understand me? This is why we must make sure that nobody gets to have an abortion. That way I get to marry more little girls. New Hampshire poll, who called teens right won't apologize to his haters. This is what I mean when I say like Republicans literally are just going above and beyond with like being evil. Like they are evil maxing. They're pedo maxing. They're evil maxing. I don't know how else to report on this issue. Like who the fuck is like, that's right. As a New Hampshire lawmaker, I will not apologize to my haters because they keep hating on the fact that I keep saying teenagers are ripe and fertile. Like, bro, it's good that they hate you for that, actually. Representative Jess Edwards sparked national outcry when he opposed a bill that would raise the age of marriage from 16 to 18, saying on the House floor that outlawing marriage for people of a ripe, fertile age would result in more abortions. In an interview with the Daily Beast on Tuesday night, Edwards said using the word ripe was a mistake, but that he did not deserve the hundreds of emails he received calling him a pedophile and worse. I'm the real victim here, folks. Also, wait, so this implies that the usage of the term fertile was valid. Like, he's not even mentioning that. He's saying ripe was the mistake. Fertile, on the other hand, is correct. I misspoke. It was an inappropriate word, he said. But because I have this avalanche of hate, I really don't want to apologize in the face of that. Because I don't want to encourage this behavior for the next guy who says the wrong word. By giving in to all of the mob, I don't want to feed the beast. I don't care to apologize to the haters. Also, what's worse than being called a pedophile? He's like, they called me way more mean words than a pedophile. A Democrat. Okay. They called me woke. I don't stand for that kind of nonsense. Oh, yeah. By giving in to all the mob, I don't want to feed the beast. Edward's a Republican. Oh, no. They called him the C word? Now, that's fucked up. Let me tell you, that is fucked up. They called him the C word. They called him a cracker. Some things you can't fucking come back from, folks. As you guys know, listen. They better not have said such horrifying slurs. As you guys know, I don't stand for anti-white slurs. All the other slurs are fine, just not the anti-white ones, which are worse than the N-word, which is something I like to say all the goddamn time. Why can't I say it? Black people say it all the time. You know what black people shouldn't be able to say, though? Cracker. Edwards, a Republican who's in the midst of his fourth term, added that he apologized for those present at a town GOP meeting Tuesday for creating such a stir. They all just basically vocally thanked me for 8 years of service and my leadership in the state and the things I've accomplished. Child marriage bill passed the House last week despite Edwards' protestations, and now goes to Governor Kyrsten for his signature. Kyrsten, you are the last bastion here, sir. You better veto this bill. Anyway, back to Jerry Jebediah Seinfeld. Unrelated, but according to Con 11, Israeli officials are convinced the ICJ will issue orders to stop the fighting in Rafah. We praying they right? I hope so. We didn't even talk that much about Kyrsten Sinema, but yeah, she's not running for re-election in Arizona because, and this is an Edinger Mantum joke, but she found out that she's taken away too many votes from the Republican Party. All right, let's get to this fucking dumbass. A message for Arizona from Senator Kyrsten Sinema.
In 2017, I warned we were approaching a crossroads. Our democracy was weakened by government dysfunction and the constant pull to the extremes by both political parties. I promised I would do my best to fix it, to protect and defend our Constitution, to listen to others without judging, to focus on what
we had a
unites
lot of
us,
stuff to talk about today,
and to make Americans' lives better. Through listening, understanding, and compromise, we delivered tangible results that make America safer, stronger, and more prosperous. Compromise is a dirty word. We've arrived at that crossroad, and we chose anger and division. I believe in my approach, but it's not what America wants right now. I love Arizona, and I am so proud of what we've delivered. Because I choose civility, understanding, listening, working together to get stuff done, I will lead.
Choosing civility. Yeah, I don't know. What have I said? What have I not said about Kyrsten Sinema? I've said everything. I've said so much about her. It's just, she's awful and she's dumb. She's dumb as She just dropped her goddamn, dropped her goddamn meal ticket for a one-off bag for no reason. I will never forgive her. Like, I'm not even a fucking Brandon Dick rider, and I'm mad for him. I am mad for the Democratic Party. It is so annoying that these fucking losers that I end up voting for are such pathetic, sniveling little cowardly fucking losers. They're so petulant. I am so mad at Kyrsten Sinema for the Brandon regime. Like, I'm a loyal fedayeen of the Brandon regime. I'm that mad at her. I'm mad at Joe Manchin too, but I'm way more mad at Kyrsten Sinema because honestly, like, how dare you? How dare you? Who the fuck do you think you are? At least Joe Manchin has like an entire fucking decade. At least he's in a plus 35 red district or red state. Okay. He's a fucking piece of shit, but he's been a piece of shit for 30 fucking years, 40 years. I know he's my piece of shit. I know that guy and the Democratic Party for not whipping him, but who the fuck are you coming in on your fucking first term, on your first goddamn term, and just getting a massive deal? Fedayeen, you mean Fedaykin? Shut the fuck up, dumbass. I meant the original word that it's based off of. All right. How dare you come on as a green senator, get a signature policy under your belt handed to you, gift wrapped to you by these dumbass fucking Democrats, and then blow it all up? She could have been the annoying, petulant liberal. She could have been the Joe Manchin. Well, probably not in Arizona. She saw the first bag and was like, I'm out. This. It is mind-boggling to me. So it goes. Another placeholder politician that did her job of preventing meaningful change. For her sacrifice, she will get a job making $500,000 a year at some private equity joint, and someone else will take the mantle of blocking progress. Sinema was always a feature, not a bug, which is 100% correct. Yes. Can't bring myself to feel any sort of way about her deportation because there's a million demon happy to fill her shoes. All she represents is the reasons things can't be better without dismantling the system. Which bill does she block again? I mean, there are provisions that she blocked, like $15 minimum wage, but I'm talking about in the negotiations elections process, she very clearly stood in opposition to key legislative agenda items from the Brandon regime. Okay? She discredited by visibility to 5 to 10 years. Yeah. Filibuster being abolished, infrastructure bill. She got her goddamn name on a bill while simultaneously butchered it. Here it is also, where Kyrsten Sinema votes against a $15 minimum wage effort. Look at this fucking girl boss, dude.
Miss Sinema. No.
She says she can't have it for Arizona. More girl bossing today. Asked if Senator Sinema if she had anything to add beyond the video announcing her retirement. Of responses I received was blah, blah, blah. I also asked if she'll endorse the raise now that she has dropped, and her staffer replied, very funny, hilarious, and Sinema laughed.
Anything else you have to say about your announcement?
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
We're asking anything else you have to say about your announcement?
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh god, it's just always like fucking ghouls too that work in this position. It's like just pure evil everywhere. Here's some actual good news. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs plans to cancel $2 billion in medical debt for up to 1 million residents. This is the biggest medical debt cancellation proposal in the country. The governor plans to use $30 million in federal funds to buy and cancel the debt with RIP medical debt.
I take seriously my duty to protect vulnerable Arizonans from falling into medical debt and make healthcare more affordable. Today, I am so proud to announce that we are taking steps to retire medical debt for up to an estimated 1 million Arizonans. That's a fresh start, a new chapter, and a huge weight taken off the shoulders for every single one of them. This is an investment in our future and reflects my commitment to put the needs of working Arizonans first. Using up to $30 million in American Rescue Plan funds, we are working with partners at RIP Medical Debt to buy back up to approximately $2 billion worth of medical debt held by Arizonans. Hardworking, middle-class Arizonans.
1 million Arizonans hold $2 billion in medical debt? You're asking some really good questions. And the answer is yes. Yes, they do. Yes, this country is fucked. Yes, you're correct. And yes, the second question should be, wait a minute, did she say she's buying $2 billion in medical debt for $38 million? That's also correct. Ding, 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 ding. The third correct question to ask is, yes, you can do that in this country. So why haven't we fixed the system? Short-term profit seeking.